afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Cedars for the third installment of the First Fridays with McPherson College at the Cedars. My name is Jacob Strecker. I'm going to bring Steve up here, and he's going to introduce our guest speaker for today. Steve?
Thank you, Jacob. On behalf of McPherson College, good afternoon and welcome. It is my privilege this afternoon to introduce my longtime colleague and friend, Wayne Conyers. This evening, Wayne will be recognized for 30 years of service at McPherson College at our annual service banquet.
And add on to that 10 more years of teaching at the high school level, so it's 40 years of teaching.
I'm getting there.
Oh!
No, I've teased him.
I'll stand over here.
Prior to coming to McPherson, Wayne taught, and I didn't go all the way back, but Wayne taught in the public schools of Baldwin City. And when I first met him, he was, and I may have this not quite right, he was executive director for the McPherson Arts Council and also artist in residence for the McPherson Public Schools. Then he saw the light of day and came to McPherson College.
A slight variation there.
Okay.
I was also the very first, I was doing 3 part-time jobs. And you got the first 2 right, but the third part was I was immediately teaching the drawing and the ceramics classes.
That's right. That's back in the days of Mary Ann Robinson.
Yep.
Yeah, some of you will remember Mary Ann. Working in a variety of media, ceramics, acrylic, watercolor, etc. Wayne is a prolific artist, and he would describe himself as an artist who teaches. Am I correct about that? As opposed to a teacher who does art?
Oh, I'm an artist. That's what drives me.
That's right.
Yeah. I can pay the mortgage with the teaching.
Yeah. Please join me in welcoming Professor Wayne Conyers, Chair of the Art Department, and also our instructor this afternoon.
Okay. Well, if you are here, and you obviously are, at least for the next, I don't know what, 7 or 8 hours, maybe, you're going to be artists, whether you like it or not, okay? Because you're going to make marks. And if you got a hand or an arm or any appendage that moves, you can put a pencil or a brush or whatever, and away you go, okay? One of the things that I thought would be fun to do with you guys would be to have you do some drawing, what I call expressive line drawing, okay? And as a way of kind of showing you the difference, no, I'm not expecting, these are examples, okay? All right, these are pretty good examples. My students who are into my classes and have had no experience, none whatsoever, usually they'll get started, and they find that the whole attitude between the 2 different types of linear drawing is a mindset, okay? Literally, every one of you can do this, what we're going to do today. I put, there are some things in the middle of your table, and those are going to be the things that you draw. You get to choose, okay? Now, there's something different at each table. I almost brought a whole lot less than what I did. I'm glad I brought this much stuff. Wow, this is overwhelming. I'm still trying to get over there. All these people in here. Okay, so where was I going with that comment? A senior moment, if you will. But anyway, everybody can do this. Everybody can do this. If you want to look at what descriptive line, it's pretty much a linear drawing in which you're trying to make the objects to be able to look pretty much as close to lifelike as you can, changing something that's 3D into 2D, okay? And then arranging compositions. All right. So what do I have here? What's this? It's an apple? It's an apple. I'm glad. I didn't get any lunch. And I haven't gotten an apple for a long time. Wait a minute. I got something better, I think. Let's see if this is any better. Oil. When you do drawings, you're making symbols, right? Everything is a sign or a symbol. Drawings are lies. All drawings are lies. Okay? Great. I'm hearing people go, I get it. I understand. Yeah. Because this is not real. So what do artists do? Well, first of all, they swallow the rest of their apple. That's what artists do, okay? Now, the way one person may make a symbol might be completely different from someone else's. So how am I going to know which one's better? There's not a better. Okay. You don't know how hard it is to teach in a discipline in which you can give an assignment to 27 kids. They come up with 27 different drawings and they're all right. So, whatever you do in making your symbols today, it's going to be okay. It doesn't have to look just like the object in front of you. So, when we're looking at artists making and arranging symbols, you know how some people will say, oh, art's nothing but emotion and mood. And you wait for the muse to hit, right? And then you can draw. Wrong. It's a cognitive activity. Arranging symbols might seem to be intuitive, but you're making mental decisions as to how to put those symbols together. Unfortunately, people compare themselves all the time, and they talk themselves out of the fact that they might have something there because they're looking at their neighbor's work and saying, that's better than mine. I can't do that. I can't do... Yeah, you can. And is yours any better than that one over there? Well, if it is, I want to know what the criteria are. So this really... So grading, I hate it. I hate it. Panel of one? A panel of one. That's so unfair. What we're going to do is, as I said, this was basically descriptive line. And I don't know how well people can see it, but this is what I'm talking about in terms of expressive line. You can see it's much more gestural, right? There's lots of moving, flowing marks, marks made over marks, and almost in a random kind of manner. And to me, these were done by students, and they look pretty good. So that's not so. That doesn't mean that I'm expecting everyone to achieve that. Okay, that's not why we're here. We're here to have some fun with this, and so. We're going to be creating symbols of what you see in front of you. Now, one other thing I want to mention is that there are a lot of people who haven't developed perceptual skills. And so instead of drawing what they see, they draw what they know. Okay, so I'm going to draw what I know here. Let's see. Well, I think I can use it right here. Okay, this cup, I know that it's round. Okay, I know it's round. Right? The sides come down, I know that. And it sits on the flat table, okay. That's drawing what you know. We're not going to do that. We're going to draw what we see. I get down to this level with my wonderful little coffee mug here, and all of a sudden, ooh, if I look carefully, that doesn't exist at all. Instead, what I'm seeing is an oval form, and this coming down. And then if I look closely, the contour here and the contour here are the same. The difference between drawing what you know and drawing what you see. Now, if you've never done this before, I'm expecting you to just have fun with this, okay? This can be sometimes intimidating for some people, but get over it, all right? It's what we're doing. And boy, that apple was, I'm gonna have to get back to that apple. That was good. By the way, thank you for supplying me with the correct answer. I appreciated that. Sometimes I do that, and people say, oh, it's a drawing of an apple, and then that blows the whole thing, right? And I can't chew into the paper and make the analogy. Okay. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you before we get started? Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. One thing is that there are different objects on your table, and they can be moved around, all right? What I want you to be doing after I get through talking, hopefully within the next 30 minutes, is that well, this goes back to people who live in International Falls, Minnesota. You know what I'm talking about, right? 20 degrees below, 30 degrees below, you know. And if I ever hear any people from there complain about the weather, I have one word for them: move. So if there are objects on your table, and you're looking at them and say, oh, I can't relate to any of these. Oh, but the plant back there looks good, right? Then move. Actually, I'm going to be offended if everybody just sits where you are right now. I think it would be cool to look around and see what's on each table, set yourself down, and away you go. Okay? If that's, you know, if that is possible. All right. So let's go back to the idea of expressive drawing. Now, I've got a magic marker with me because if I'm doing this in pencil, you guys aren't going to see it, all right? But what I'm going to do is I am going to try to get into the shape and the aura of the object. It sounds a little zen, doesn't it? And to react to what you have here. But I have one problem. This is much more, you know, the descriptive line is so much more intellectual than the more fluid linear stuff that we're going to do. I'm sorry, I can't, Professor Conyers can't do that. So, wait a minute. Hey, all the way. Okay. You know why I'm doing this? I want to be expressive. I want to be Wayne. Okay? Professor Conyers doesn't exist anymore. That's some lame dude a few blocks from here, all right? Okay. One of the things that I like, well, how many of you have a good background in drawing? Okay, we are getting a few hands. So I'm going to assume either the rest of you are too shy to admit it, or this is something kind of new. And, you know, saying, oh, just expressively draw the stuff. So, okay, how? I intentionally had Katie get me a whole bunch of bell peppers before coming, and because it's not that I'm not biting into this, all right? But I love the shape of them, and they're in sections, you know? They've got sections. I love that. I absolutely love that. You know, I love organic stuff as well as geometrical forms as well. And so what I am going to do, and this may be, if you've never done this before, what you can do with an object that you are going to draw is if the whole thing is too scary, then pick one spot and see what you can do with that. then a spot next to that. See what happens. Drawing's a lot like life. At least it is for me. Okay. I'm going to get through Monday. Got through Monday. Okay. Now I can address Tuesday in relationship to Monday. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So, I'm going to move rather quickly with this, and I like the label. I like the label one. Let's see what I want. Okay, so I am going to move my arm very, very freely, and I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, let me come back to this. So if I'm being expressive, notice I'm using my whole arm. I'm not writing a letter to anybody, right? Okay. Oh, let's put some lines even in the middle of that because I want to. I'd show you my license, artistic license, but that might not be good either. Okay, so there's that section. Okay, there's Monday. Now I got to get to Tuesday. Okay, next day. See how much different that is from descriptive line? There's no such thing as a wrong mark. If you okay, now I gotta get back to here. All right. And sometimes these can go fairly quickly even. I'm just looking and reacting, but I'm doing it a section at a time. If that's a strategy that you think would work for you, try it, okay? It's got this little guy right here, and I'm seeing another bump back over here, and you know what? But Wayne, that doesn't look exactly like a bell pepper. It's not supposed to. If you wanted to, get a camera, okay? Put away your paints, put away your drawing materials, get rid of all that stuff. Oh, wait. Sticker. There we go. All right. Now, so in just a few seconds, famous last words, what I would like you to do is, like I said before, you don't have to draw what's in front of you. Go to a different table. Kick somebody out of their chair and say, no, you go find some other place. I want to be here. Okay? We just don't need a fight. That's the rule. But let's see, can I borrow your pencil? Can I borrow your pencil? Oh, okay, here we go. One of the things that I fight with drawing one students, especially if they haven't had art before, is they want to draw as if they're writing somebody a letter. Yeah, no. Like this. We're going to put the pencil on its side, and we're going to make marks by moving our whole arm, and mostly the forearm, and we're not going to write anybody any little letters, okay? Now, this can go at times rather quickly. Other times it takes people a while to get the hang of it. And I'm not trying to say that with this presentation that this automatically means now that you can all call yourself artistes of the highest level, okay? Or maybe you're already there. I'm certainly not. But here I go. If I'm working with this bell pepper and I've got a pencil, I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm going to do the same thing, but see how I'm using my entire arm? Now, is it cheating because I did the same form down here? No, in fact, you may be so into bell peppers or, oh, and I swear, okay, I did not drink the contents of that. It was given to me, okay? All right. So what I'm going to even encourage you to do is do the same object several times. Have you ever noticed when football practice, basketball practice, they do it every day, right? They go over and over and over and over. Oh, Wayne, I can't draw. I can't draw. I didn't get it right the very first time. That means I'm a failure, blah, 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 blah. And then I love the line, Wayne, I'm not an artist and all. I have no talent, which I don't believe in. I can't even draw a straight line with a ruler. And I tell them, neither can I. I've got to use a pencil. Oh, that's a good group. All right. So, you have some paper in front of you. You have objects. Again, if you're living in International Falls, Minnesota, and don't like it, move. Okay? And the objects themselves can be moved into different positions without, hopefully, a brawl breaking out between other members around the same table. Okay? Get the idea, though? Does it make sense? Yeah. We're gonna take more of the what do I want to say? The intuitive process than trying to think it to death. Now, one other quick thing. It would be okay though. This still would work. Let's say you say, okay, you know what? That pepper needs to fit within maybe. I'm seeing it that it's about as wide as it is tall, and so I can do that first, and then that may help me in terms of knowing where to stop. Okay, that's fair game. There's no cheating. There is no cheating, and you can't use your eraser because there aren't any wrong marks. If there's a mark there that you don't like, well, just draw another mark that you do like next to it where it should be. Okay? So, if you are absolutely enthralled with the stuff that is on your table, stay right there. If you don't like it, move. All right. We're going to work with expressive line. You're not going for any kind of photorealism. All right? None of that stuff. And put yourself into it. All right? This would be Professor Conyers drawing, and this would be Wayne drawing. Okay? Yeah. So get whatever your first name, and your first name is? Rowena. So what I need you to do with your drawing is put as much Rowenas into it as you possibly can. Just let it come out. It doesn't matter how the marks come out, but let them come from within inside you. There we go. All right, I've done enough talking. Away you go. Now, the way that I'm seeing some people hold the pencils. Okay, if I can get everybody's attention for a second. Get everyone up here. Okay. I'm seeing this, but I'm seeing people hold it all the way back here. No. Get that index finger right on the pencil. Okay, all the way down. You get the farther back you get, the more you're going to want to write a letter. Okay, so you get that index finger right down on there, and you're using the side. You're using the side of the pencil. All right, go. Okay, I can see right now we're going to have to call the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art because it looks like some of these are going to be worth thousands of dollars. So it's your option. It is totally your option if you want to draw the same object a few times or if you want to draw a different one. I tell you what this is great. You guys are getting nothing but the royal treatment here because I'm telling her, hey, just some cardstock, just some white paper, and what does she show up with today? High-class drawing paper. You can redo it, or what you can do is you leave. Is it this line that's bothering you? Well, then leave it there and make the line that you want. Okay, but don't worry about erasing anything. Okay, you guys are blowing me away here. Katie, do you realize that I had such insight that I knew that what to put on which table so that everybody was content where they were?
You're good. He's good.
So, what I find interesting is whenever I find that people, if they've done some drawing in the past, and then they stop, okay, and then years later they pick it back up again, they pick it up from where they were the previous time that they stopped. So it's interesting that we see some kids a terrible remark from someone allowed for them or made them think that they aren't artists anymore and that their stuff is bad. It's amazing what the power of suggestions in the public schools can do to a child. For those who stopped drawing in the 3rd grade, I find that when they do their drawing, when they get back to it, guess where they're at? About the 3rd grade level, yeah. One of the things that I'm really excited about seeing is that you're varying the marks. You know, some are thick and some are thin. Yeah, that in itself is expressive. We want to use as much of it up as we possibly can. And then Katie's got to worry about the budget. Did that scene kind of...
What's that?
Did this right here kind of influence you to do the landscape a little bit, the ups and downs of the plastic wrap?
I don't quite understand.
The plastic wrap from your... Let me see if I can see it from your spot. My gosh, yes, it does look... It looks like a hill.
Oh, yeah.
So then I'm asking, in any way did that happen to motivate you to create this picture? No. I was hoping for the other answer, but I appreciate the honesty. I love it when people do self-portraits. So regardless of what you think of your drawing, you have become, at least for this time, artistes. Now, I'm not going to be so assumptive to think that all of you are just having a ball with this. But one of the things I hope that does happen, or what I wanted to have happen, was for you to realize that if you can't reproduce what a camera is giving you, good. Gosh, yeah, get a camera if you want to. What you're creating are very expressive marks, and I'm seeing different styles come out. I mean, even at this table, oh my gosh, I'm seeing like 6 different styles. I almost said 7. That'd been hard with only 6 people here. But anyway, that's what. And if you enjoyed this, at all, man, the next time you're bored, there's nothing to do, you're up someplace and you're waiting, you got a lot of time, take a pencil along, right? Take a pencil along, get some paper, okay? Do a little sketching. Do a little expressive line sketching. But here's what's cool. On the end of it is not like a ballpoint pen. It's like a brush. Look at this. Watch this. There's 4 of them. There's 4 of them there. Thank you. But I think that is so cool that there are pens in which the nib is actually a brush. I'll leave that up to you. Yeah. That's going to make a very bold... See, one of the reasons that I was saying of using the pencil on its side, you're going to get bold marks. Okay? So it's not going to be like, oh, if you step back 5 feet away from the drawing, you can't see anything, okay? We've got a different medium here. We've got a completely different art medium here. So it's going to be bold, but you can control the thickness of the line by how hard you're pressing with it. Mm-hmm. That line of thinking eventually comes down as, okay, who is the artist? Is anybody the artist? The biggest guy? Okay.
She went to the top.
Point taken, and well made. No, what I find out is someone will come to me, Wayne, I want to draw horses. Teach me how to draw a horse. Like there's some kind of formula. And so I said, well, I'd have to see one. And he said, well, I've got a picture. I said, no, don't get a picture. It's already reduced to 2 dimensions. That all you're doing is copying it. Yeah, exactly. Bring a horse. Let's get it in the studio. Let's observe it. Okay, and away we go. The relationship of some of these lines, this repetition right here, with that kind of line right there, love it. It works so well with the oval shape, and ends up making kind of a nice linear relationship among all the elements there. Yeah.
I've never been too good at drawing. I like color.
I really like what you're doing with attention to the detail. The detail on this is very, very good. Very good. Ooh, you're coming right along too. Man, I hate when that happens. Yeah. Sometimes you got to straighten them out. One of the things that I thought was interesting with my daughters when they were growing up, they just couldn't understand why Dad liked to get out those watercolors and paint things. Golly, that's no fun at all. They were into other arts, the performing arts. Althea, they both girls danced all the way through high school. Singing, pretty good. My oldest daughter took first place in state in what was it? In forensics, I forget what. But anyway, so they're doing their arts, but she certainly is different than the visual arts. Yeah, and have movement. See, one of the things that I get a kick out of is that, and I don't know how many of you came to this and you said, oh boy, in terms of drawing, I'm a beginner. You label yourselves as a beginner. You wouldn't know it looking at your drawings. They're expressive. They have a little bit of your personality. The cool thing is, I'm seeing different styles that are going on, different types of marks, and that's what the arts are all, visual arts are all about, and just enjoying the process. So I hope this has been at least not a total waste of your time for the day, and I appreciate you guys letting me come out and do this. So yeah, and keep drawing. Oh yeah, keep drawing. All of you need to go out and you need to get you some sketchbooks, right? And then every day draw. There you go. Like you don't have anything else to do. That's right. Okay.